Hello everyone, I'm Natalie from Physio-logical. Firstly, I hope everyone is staying safe at this difficult time. Obviously, it's really important that we all do our part to prevent the spread of the virus, to help the NHS and ensure we save lives. Because of this, Physio-logical is not currently offering face-to-face appointments, but we still felt it was important to help our patients wherever possible. We have lots of good web content ranging from exercise and rehab videos on our YouTube channel, blogs on our website, tips and information on our Instagram and LinkedIn pages, and we have recently set up a new Physio-logical community group on Facebook where we'll be sharing content, tips and advice. As well as these, we've launched our new video consultation service. We've already done many of these in the past week and received great feedback. It's a great way for us to continue to care for people during the coronavirus outbreak. The benefits of using video consultations are: it allows our staff to see you when you're having a discussion. You can show us exactly where the issue is, highlighting a specific joint or muscle pain area. We can then demonstrate exercises, stretches, self-help mobilisations and treatments that you can do for yourself at home. You can ask any questions and get detailed answers as you think of them too. So based on the above, video consultations will allow us to give you better and tailored clinical advice. Our lovely Physio-logical administrator Kate agreed to help demonstrate just how this works so you can see yourself prior to booking. So let's take a look. So hi Kate, how can I help you today?
So yeah, this shoulder problem is still going on, and I just wanted to follow up really after the last exercises that you gave me. So I did a Pilates class online yesterday and just felt like the load when I do like a half plank is going straight through the shoulder joint, which was really uncomfortable. That was probably the worst. And although I can lift it above my head fine when I'm like sitting, that's like no problem. When I'm lying down, that becomes really uncomfortable. It's like struggling with the weight of my arm almost.
Right, okay. So lifting it up above your head.
Yeah. So there was lots of like movement like that, which I can do, but lying down, it becomes really difficult.
And when did it come on again originally?
Well, it's been about a month or so, possibly longer, and I've been doing the other exercises that you gave me. I'm still doing those, but I just noticed after a Pilates class especially, where I was predominantly doing mat work on the floor, I just felt that there was more issues, it was more uncomfortable, more pain sort of when I'm lying down.
Yeah.
Well, all the time I'm sitting and standing, I'm not noticing it as much really. It's more lying down.
Okay. And just remind me, how bad is the pain out of 10?
Probably about an 8. When I was doing the plank was probably the worst, so probably about an 8. And generally it's about a 2 or 3, I guess, daily.
Okay. And comes and goes?
I mean, it's constantly there, but it's definitely more aggravated at night when I'm lying, or if I'm on the computer for a long time, because it's that hand that's using the mouse. Okay. So it almost feels like a repetitive, because I'm in the same position a lot sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. So what's our goal from physio? What do we want to be able to achieve by the physio?
So it'd be great to obviously like do more Pilates, like have better range of movement.
Yeah.
Because I did feel restricted for some of the movements I was trying. So that would be my top goal, I guess, just to get the range of movement back.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. And the pain gone.
Yeah. So. Can you sit to the side so I can just look at where you're sitting to the side?
This side.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so one thing just to note from the side there, so postural wise, you are a little bit rounded through the shoulders, and what then happens is you get really tight through the pec, the muscles around the front, and that closes down the joint and can irritate around the tendon. So I'll show you an exercise we can do to try and open up through that through the joint there a little bit at the end. Yeah. So what we need to do is have a look at some of the movements now. So are you able to take your arms up above your head? So when you do that, how does that feel there? So go straight up, so straight up in front of you. Yeah, that's better, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
That feels okay, yeah? So you're sitting, aren't you, at the moment, yeah? Yeah.
So when I was lying yesterday, this one stopped about there.
Right, okay, so lying, so you're only about, and that was limited by pain, stiffness?
Yeah, it just felt like it didn't want to go back anymore. It was just like a resistance, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. Bring your arms down.
Yeah.
Just keep the elbows there, and then turn your, if I just show you here, so turn your arm out like that. Can you see that? Yeah. That's it, yeah. So if you bend your elbows and then turn out.
Yeah, I don't feel that in the shoulder.
No, that feels all right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And if you do bring your arm up for me and take it across, how's that feel?
Yeah, that's okay.
Take it back.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
That's okay.
And if we do a test, what I'm going to do now is just looking at some of the other tendons around the shoulder. So what I want you to do is, if you have your arm out, up, and then come 45-degree angle, that's it, yeah? And then you're going to stop, use your other hand to push up against like that, yeah? Any problems there?
Yeah, I can feel that right away.
Feel that. And if you put your palm down, so turn so your thumb's down now, and then do the same again for me. That's it. How's that feel there?
No, I don't feel it that way.
It feels okay.
Yeah, the other way.
So from doing all the assessments, so inside in the shoulder, I'll just show you whether I've got a model. Can you see that model there?
Yeah.
Basically in the shoulder you've got, these are the ligaments that we can see here, but we've got your rotator cuff, which are the muscles that support and stabilize around the shoulder, yeah? And what you've got, different muscles do different jobs. And the one that seems to be affected with you is the one that we call the long header biceps. So the long header biceps comes and runs in the groove. Well, you know your biceps muscle, so the biceps muscle is the one that bends your elbow, but the other end of that attaches at the top of the shoulder, yeah? And it's the one that you're working when you try and lift your arm.
Yeah.
So from assessing you today, the diagnosis is some irritation around that long header biceps tendon there, yeah? So what we need to do, the first port of call, is trying to open up the joint. So by doing sort of a stretch to stretch out through the pec around the front of the shoulder to stop that irritation around that tendon, because all the time you're rounded posture more, that then can cause more irritation around the tendon of the joint. And then it's about getting the right muscles working to hold the head of the shoulder down to stop the irritation around that tendon around the front. And then about then getting that the muscle, that bicep muscle, stronger and load up the tendon, yeah? So the first exercise we'll get you to do is a pec stretch. So basically what we do is we go into a doorway and then you just lean forwards and you just stretch through the front.
Yeah, so I was doing that one and it's quite uncomfortable to do.
That is quite uncomfortable to do.
Yeah.
But the key with that, don't go too far at the moment, go short of pain, yeah? So just go to where it feels like a stretch but no pain. Try and hold it for 30 seconds, do a couple of times a day. And then, I mean, the other thing you can do is just obviously definitely get up and move regularly. So don't sit for more than 20 minutes. Make sure your desk setup's good. Try and avoid, if you end up into sort of rounded shoulder like chin poking, try and avoid that. And you can also do some self-massage. So coming into across where the tendon inserts is at the front of the shoulder. So you can come and do a bit of self-massage there, and also into this pec, so into this
muscle there, because all the time that's tight, that pulls your shoulder forwards and irritates tendon.
Yeah.
And then what the best thing is to do, if you get on with those exercises, I'll follow this up and I'll email you the exercises, and then if we touch base next week, and then we can see how you're doing and then progress you on from there. So how does that sound? Have you got any questions?
No, that's good. So yeah, I was doing the pec stretch and the wall one, so
Yeah.
I'll just try the other one as well and up the reps. And yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good.
Okay, all right, so I'll send that through to you.
Thank you ever so much.
All right.